Hey everybody, welcome back to the JK Man Podcast with your host Dylan Gozich. Today I'd like to talk to you about things that kind of irritate you when golfing. Well, for me personally, one of the biggest issues I have is when you have impatient jackasses. I get the sport isn't necessarily a slow-paced sport, but you also have to have at least a little bit of common decency because not everybody is as good as you are. Not everybody can afford lessons. I don't have the money to spend all day throughout the summer there to learn or golf like some of the retirees out there. Another one is you'll have a guy coming up to you. He's bitching because he wants to play through and you're almost done with the hole. It's like you could wait at least a couple minutes. It ain't going to take that much longer. Or like another thing that really pissed me off. I was golfing with my brother one time at a course nearby, and we're not the greatest of players. Like my skill set and my brother's almost hand in hand. We're not good, but we're not great either. It sounds worse than it really is, but we're out there to have fun, but also learn in the process. Well, we were at this 9-hole course, and to avoid having jackasses coming up to you like, hey, we need to play through, like they're going to have a fucking Bob Barker fight. You want a piece of me, old man? No, I want the whole thing. So we picked a later start time. Granted, it was later than it should have been, but aside from having fun and losing a couple of balls here and there, we get about 3/4 of the way through, and we get a call from the guy at the clubhouse, some younger, like, douchey college kid. Not saying college kids are all douchey, but this one he was. But he says, where are you guys at? So we told him what hole we're on. He goes, seriously? You've already been out there for like an hour. It's like, yeah, 2 people. It typically takes over 2 hours to fucking play a round of 9. He says, we need you to bring the cart back due to safety reasons. It's getting a little dark out, which we planned on doing anyway. So we're like, okay. So we get back to the clubhouse, and this guy's like, so, what was going on out there? And my brother's like, what do you mean? Well, I just couldn't figure out how you guys were out there for as long as you were, and you only got to where you stopped. I think we were on like hole 6. He goes, what's the problem? He goes, I just can't wrap my head around how you guys only got to the 6th hole after being out there for over an hour. He goes, well, for starters, you told us that there was a group ahead of us and they were going to be a little while, so go ahead and get some drinks, and then once they're out of the way, then we can tee off. And that's exactly what we did. So even though our tee time was at 5, we didn't get to start until like 5:30. And then he's like, oh, okay. I just, it keeps going back on the whole, oh, it shouldn't have taken you guys so long. So then my brother got pissed and goes, well, we're still new to the sport, so we're not going to be as fast as the others. He goes, did you ever think about maybe picking a different tee time? I go, yeah. But we were trying to avoid having all these people behind us. I guess we could have went with the time before that, but shit happens. And then he's going back and forth, and I'm trying to, like, keep calm. My brother arguing with him here and there, but he's being more smug. More of an asshole. It's like, dude, you just work at the fucking pro shop. You ain't anything special. So it ends up getting to the point where he goes, well, maybe you guys should, like, pay for lessons and then, like, come back, like, saying you guys are terrible. Learn how to golf and then try again. So that's where we both stepped in and go, first of all, you can lose the fucking attitude. There's no reason for you to be a prick about it. You asked us to come in, we came in. Second of all, that shit's expensive, and we're not everyday golfers, so our learning experiences are essentially us being out on the course. I know we could go to like a driving range and shit too, but we didn't have that kind of time that day. Well, it ended up escalating to where a couple of times I thought my brother was going to hit him because he kept chesting up to him like he's going to prove something. It's like, dude, you're like 5 foot nothing and you're a twig. He could snap you in half. He goes, oh, you want to call my manager? Since you're being a prick, why not? And it kept going and going, and eventually we got out of the clubhouse, and he's being a smug little dick. I tried to defuse the situation, even trying to be the voice of reason for both parties, and then he hit me with the thing that I can't fucking stand. Trying to be a nice guy, trying to have common ground, and all of a sudden I could feel my anger building up, and I go, but to be fair, you were being a dick. Like, you were coming off as a prick. There was no reason to talk about that. We told you that we realized it was getting dark. We were going to come in anyway, and all you're doing is making us feel like shit about it and our lack of golfing skills and telling us we suck, we need to get better. So, frankly, you were being a dick as well. And I would like you to apologize. He goes, okay, I'm sorry. Now, are you done? And then he goes on his little spree. It's like, oh, you're lucky I don't fucking hit you. Well, it ended up getting to the point where we're outside of the clubhouse and we're still fuming about it. And we see him outside. He's pacing back and forth. He's on the phone, probably scared shitless. And then my brother and me decide, you know what? Fuck this. We're going to go confront him. So we get up there. We're arguing some more. He goes, oh, what are you going to do? Call my manager and tell him lies? He goes, no, we're going to tell him exactly what the fuck you've been doing. So we get his number from his manager. He goes, so are you telling me the truth? Is this your boss's number? Yeah, see, right here. Shows his phone. It's like, yeah, you could make anybody's name on a contact. It doesn't mean it's the fucking number. Luckily it was. So we told him what happened. Got a report on his file for being a douchebag. And then he tried to offer us like a free round of golf just to like compensate us for the inconvenience. And we were like, we really appreciate that, but we just wanted to let you know how this employee was treating us and to at least do something about it. So I don't know if he's still working there, but needless to say, he got his ass reamed for being a complete piece of shit. It all depends on who you surround yourself with too, because other things that bug me is my family, a lot of the times, they show love by picking on each other, but we at least know, hey, here's a line, don't cross it. There is a point where it's too much. Well, we got this one guy that went with me and my brother golfing the one day, and like I said, we're not that good, but at least we're trying. We get to, or he's poking fun at us, we're poking fun at him, whatever. We get to this one hole, I think it's a par 3 and it's downhill. The green sits on top of like a little mountain, if you want to put it that way. And it was a little windy. My brother was already frustrated, and it didn't help that he was consistently picking on him to the point where it's not even enjoyable anymore. I'd rather go with people that I enjoy golfing with, otherwise what's the fucking point? Well, my brother lines up and he's in his head, and he swings like 5 to 6 times or so, and he kept missing. So the guy starts making fun of him again. He goes, wait, are you fucking with me right now? He goes, what do you mean? You haven't hit the ball once yet. He goes, yeah, I'm trying. He goes, seriously? Yeah, I'm trying. What the fuck's your problem? So he finally lines up again after I talked to him and calmed him down a little bit. And he hits the ball. It bounces off the green and lands on the downhill of the other side of it. So he was giving him props for hitting the ball, but still giving him shit because, you know, it took him that long to do it. But we're the type of people, we know we suck, so we're going to give you as many mulligans as possible, provided we got enough time. So what shut that guy up finally was I was looking for my ball, and all of a sudden I hear cheering. I look over, my brother lined up his shot from the bottom of that hill and drained it. He felt so good about himself, and then that guy finally shut up for at least a good couple of holes, being a little bit more friendly, a little bit more helpful instead of being a complete jackass about it. But then you also get the funny moments, like most people do it, but instead of just trying to buy like a $30 or $60, $70 box of golf balls, you might buy a small box, but then if you lose them like we do, because every time we hit it, doesn't matter if you use a colored one or a white one, I always lose it as soon as it hits the sky, and you gotta hope to God your buddy's got good eyes, find the fucking ball at least where it lands, and sometimes that don't even work. But we would try to find our ball in the tall grass, and then in the process, you find in all the other ones that were lost, or range balls, and you're like, look, now I got like 30 of them. Now I'm stocked up for the next time. Or like with frisbee golfing, I always at least try to find if there's an owner on the back and then see if they want the disc or if they even reply. And half the time they don't, but I've found discs in grass, on top of sheds, you name it. The best / funniest moment I had with that is I had a buddy of mine, we went frisbee golfing at a local course, and we were at a par 3. There's a tree to the left and a few trees to the right, but it's almost like a straight shot. He lines up, and we kept talking about getting a hole-in-one, because, you know, it's everybody's goal. It's never happened, but came close. Well, he goes to throw his disc, and he felt so good about it. He makes it past the first set of trees, but then it knocks into the branches of the second tree. He finally finishes, and then he steps aside to let me, and he watched it go through the trees and then glide right into the basket. He goes, "What the fuck?" I go, "Did that go in?" He goes, "Yeah. Nice hole-in-one, you asshole." I go, "What are you so pissed about?" He goes, "I haven't even gotten one yet, and you get a hole-in-one with a disc you just fucking found about an hour ago. It looked like it was on wires." I go, "That's called skill, sweetie." He goes, "I'll get you next time." Or another instance with the same friend and a couple of other people. We're on a different hole of the same course, and I'm trying to be goofy because at that point we've already played a couple of rounds and we're getting a little tired. I go, "Watch this." I like throwing my disc lower to the ground so it glides a little bit sweeter. I go to throw it, and it fucking chunks into the dirt. He goes, "Ooh, you got a hold of that one." I go, "Fuck you too. Watch this." So I try it again, happened again. He goes, "Dude, just throw it normal." He goes, "You're gonna keep hitting the dirt at this point." I go, "No, I'm gonna give it one more shot just to prove to you that it's gonna work." So I did it, and this time it actually skipped off the ground, floated, got some air, bounced off the basket, but then landed next to it. He goes, "Well, son of a bitch, I guess I'll keep my mouth shut." I go, "Damn right you will. I may not know what I'm doing, but sometimes it works." But then you get like with the frisbee golfing irritations too. Like I was golfing at the one course with some friends, and this popular course has a group of anywhere from 10 to like 30 fucking people, and they're there every day until the weather's bad. They're also the type that don't like to start on the first hole, which whatever, but they're also the kind of pricks that even though they're not playing, they're just sitting there bullshitting, waiting for more people to show up. They will refuse to let anybody play on that hole because they plan on starting their match on that hole. It's like, first of all, your league isn't until Sunday, and second of all, I don't give a shit. I'm going to throw whether you want me to or not. And I actually started arguing with the guy, and eventually a couple of his friends go, "Please don't mind him. He's extremely drunk. Just play through, don't worry about it." So we're like, "Okay, thank you." Well, this guy is doing the same type of shit even when he's not drunk. And I had a disc I just bought sort of recently. It was bright orange. It was like a $30 disc. I was on a different hole after passing those asswads, and I bounced off a tree, but at least I knew where it was. It was in plain view by the starting point of a different hole. The person I was with, they threw their disc and it bounced off a tree and we were looking for it. I go, don't worry about my disc. I know where it is. I saw where it landed. I can find it. I want to find yours first because you just got it and there's no sense in just giving up right away on a disc. So we finally find the person's disc and I go to find mine. Keep in mind, those douchebags that were on a different hole eventually started playing and they ended up on the hole that my disc was by. And after they played the hole, my disc magically disappeared. So we tried confronting the guy, and of course, oh, it's not in my bag. It's not in my bag. I don't know where it is, bro. Don't accuse me of shit. It's like, it's too much of a coincidence that you're the only fucker who went by my disc within the last 10 minutes, and now it's gone. Give me a break. But then you get some cool moments, like at that same course I was with somebody, we were playing and there was this slightly older couple there. Pretty sweet, nice stories, funny. They have some dogs, let them pet the dogs, it's always a good time. And they sparked up a little bit and started smoking and we're like, okay, keep on keeping on. So that was kind of a cool moment. We got to hear some cool stories, pet some dogs, and then see something that some people don't expect out of the older generation, if you want to put it that way. Or there was another instance where, with regular golf, I was with my brother at a course, and we were letting some people play through because we were losing our ball periodically or getting a shit shot. Well, we get to this one hole and there was a few people waiting because we were waiting on a group ahead of us. I go, you guys go ahead. They're going to be a little while and we're not the greatest, so just go for it. You guys are better than we are. Oh, thank you. So we let like 2 or 3 groups go by so that way me and him could take a break but also get some beer in the system, you know, a little aiming fluid. And all of a sudden this guy and his girl come up and we were just about to tee off. He goes, oh, no, you guys can go ahead. He goes, you sure? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, we spent a good 15 minutes talking to each other before they actually teed off because the group ahead of them was taking their sweet ass time. But I was wearing a shirt that my mom got me for a Christmas present. I used to watch this YouTube channel. I took a small break from it because I had other videos and other shit I was trying to catch up on, but there's this YouTube channel called Bob Does Sports. And some of their golf challenges are pretty cool and some of their videos are pretty fucking funny. And like most merch can be a little pricey. So she got me that as a present. I wore it that day. And he goes, oh, I like your shirt, man. Points to the logo. It's got the little breezy flag on there. And I go, yeah, I just got a pack of the Have a Day drinks that they came out with, and that's their little slogan, Have a Day. He goes, oh, sweet, I've always wanted to try those. So we're talking about the YouTube channel while the other two are talking, and he goes, well, I think we're gonna go now. All right, you guys have a good round. Oh, you guys too. And he points right at me, he goes, and you, have a day. I go, that's right, have a day. It's like, god damn it, gotta love that. Or there was another good instance where I was golfing with an ex-coworker and we were on the last hole. We both have the same skill set. Not great, kind of shitty, but not terrible. And he's one of those people like in Happy Gilmore 2 with the ligament thing. He winds back really far and then tries to ram through it for absolutely no reason when we all know just because you give it more power doesn't mean it's going to fly right. Like I always have a really bad habit of slicing the ball or putting. Well, that time we got into the green finally and we had some lengthy putts that we would consider, you know, TV worthy. And he goes, you know what, we're almost done. I don't give a shit. Let's just putt at the same time. So we both hit the ball and they actually right into the cup. And it had to be at least a good 6 to 8 feet on both sides of us too. We were so happy. We high-fived. He goes, oh, that was fucking awesome. I go, you telling me? That was my first par. He goes, wait, are you serious? Yeah, that was my first par. Normally I'm like 5, 6, maybe even 9 over. He goes, God damn it. Well, at least you got something good out of today. I go, yeah, fun time, and I got a fucking par. What's not to love? Not to mention, before that, we were at a different hole. He goes to wind up like that again. He's trying to be goofy but also cocky. He's like, gonna sink this into the dog leg left just nice and follow the curve. He lines up, does his whack swing. All of a sudden you hear crack. Hits the fucking tree. He goes, oh, you gotta be shitting me. So I hit my ball. I tried to take it a little bit slower in hopes of keeping it in the fairway, which luckily I did that time. He's over there by his ball and he gets ready to hit it again. He's talking about how he needs to just focus, needs to quit overdoing his swing. He just needs to hit the ball. I go, yeah, just don't top it. I jinxed him. He did his weird ass wind up again, and he hit the ball with everything he got. You just hear the little, and I watched it. It went about 3 to 5 inches in front of him. He goes, I must have really got a hold of that one. Where the fuck did it go? I go, it's right in front of you, dude. Wait, really? He looks down and goes, God damn it. He did that like 2 more times. He even hit the same fucking tree again. And then he finally got it into the fairway. He goes, next time I do that, just smack me against the head. I go, don't tempt me for a good time. Then you got shitty instances, like learning-wise. You got high school golf. I decided, I'm going to learn how to play. So I signed up. I was in it for about 1.5 years because I gave up through the second year due to the same old, same old. You have 2 coaches. You got one that deals with the bad players, and then you got the one that deals with varsity and shit. But they're both supposed to work with you. He focuses mainly on his favorites. Oh yeah, I'll help you. He might give you a tip here and there. He gave me one of his old clubs probably because he didn't want it anymore. But he never really worked with us. The other coach at least tried to, but he was trying to make sure the kids that were even worse than I was were at least having a good time or slowly starting to improve. So, to make us feel included, they sent us to a tournament. The only tournament we ever got to participate in. I think it was like a 6-team scramble best ball. 2 people from each school. So we finally get there, which took over an hour just to get to the golf course. I get we're in high school, but at the same time it's an 18-hole course and we were forced to walk the whole thing. We're not allowed to use the golf carts. So when we get there, some of the kids that go to school at the town the course is in go, yeah, there's this one guy on our team. He likes to, when he's not golfing, dress in like an army green trench coat, a 50 cal bullet from around his neck, sunglasses, and he just stands there all like stoic and like he thinks he's from Top Gun or some shit, and he loves to tee off with his putter. And we were all like, wait a minute, are you fucking serious? Yeah, no joke, we've seen it happen, it's kind of fun to see. I go, well, I wonder what team he's going to be a part of. So we're going, bad shots, good shots, you name it. We get to a par 3, and the one guy from the school that is hosting the tournament, he gets up there. He's wearing shades, which isn't out of the ordinary because, it's bright out. He pulls out his putter. I go, oh shit, we got 50 cal. He lines up with his putter. He goes, take notes. Weirdly enough, he got the fucker on the green and we end up using his shot because everybody else botched it. So it's kind of funny. And then we're like, oh, I really wish he was wearing the garb though. I understand it's hot out, but it would have been kind of funny to watch him do it that way. Well, we get back to the clubhouse after the tournament ends. They're handing out rewards and all this other shit, and out of nowhere it comes from the bathroom. Here he is, trench coat, bullet, and sunglasses, and he's just sitting there. I go, I wish we would have taken a fucking photo of that. That made my day. But then you get other moments where, like with frisbee golfing, you get people that want to try to fucking fight you, like Bob Barker there. But there was an instance I was golfing with a friend at a course, and the disc ended up landing directly in a fucking tree. So we spent like 10 or 15 minutes trying to get it out, because I paid like $30 for that disc. And we finally got it out, and then he starts making fun of me for it. He goes, well, at least I didn't get mine stuck. He got his stuck on the next tree, but luckily we got that one out too. And then there was a time I was on my own, and I went early in the morning before vacation because I had time, so I decided to play as many rounds as I could before I had to leave, let alone people started showing up. I'm doing pretty decent. I'm like 3 or 4 rounds in. I get to the last hole. I'm using a bright green disc. Everything around me is bright and green. I threw it, and instead of letting it go where I wanted it, it went off to the left into the trees. I go, Jesus. So I'm trying to find it. Finally find it after like 20 minutes. And here it is, perfectly in the tree, like it's still flying. I go, well, at least I found it. So I'm looking for like an out to try to get it back in play, or maybe tomahawk it to get it closer to the basket, because I was going to possibly get that in a 2. I've never gotten that hole in a 2, being a par 4 and all. I go, grab the disc, hits a fucking tree, hits another tree, hits another tree. I end up getting like 9. I'm like, can we just let me have this one victory, please? Please? But no, you can't always have the wins you want. Other than that, I originally decided to golf back in the day because of watching like Happy Gilmore 1 and 2, or another really good movie. It's about the first amateur to ever win a U.S. Open, called The Greatest Game Ever Played, with Shia LaBeouf. And then aside from that, it's a new hobby that me and my brother decided to pick up, to at least have fun together, but also something new instead of the generic shit. And granted, we didn't get to go out very much last year at all, but when we go with the right people, it makes for a really fun day, especially if you go at the right fucking tee time. But what was also kind of funny is I had a sort of newish golf club that I just bought. It came with a head cover, driver. And I did my best, because it was windy that day, to wedge it inside my bag instead of, just putting it in the zipper pocket. So that way it wouldn't blow away in between usage, because we were playing fairly quickly. Well, we finished and it's fucking gone. I go, well, I'm not going back now. We don't have time, not to mention there's other people out there. It's getting dark. So they have this little bin in their shop with like discounted shit, whether it be stuff that was donated, found, whatever. And I go, okay, maybe it's in there. No. So it's either gone, someone kept it, or someone bought it. So that sucked. But as you can see, I got a little red in me. I got a little Irish. I'm a little on the short side, so sometimes like certain family members or whatever will call me a leprechaun. I've even been called Lucky Charms before. What didn't make matters any better is for Halloween and also St. Paddy's Day one year, I actually bought a whole ass setup to dress up like a leprechaun. So I see that like Tiger Woods has a tiger, and you got other people like an eagle, a fish, a moose, whatever. So then me, I go, I need a new head cover anyway, so we're gonna do this. And I went to the store, but I can get the fucking thing to come out. And I bought myself a little version of myself to put on my driver. Made me so fucking happy, but made for another funny story. And I just knocked something over. Oh well. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. I'd like to thank my family and friends for supporting me throughout all this, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.